What's up guys, in today's video we're going to cover how to properly manage waves for what you want to accomplish in League of Legends. I know there's already many videos out there that explain this concept, but sometimes they can come off as confusing and throw too many words around that doesn't really give a clear indication of when and how to use these methods. So I figured I'd give a shot at it and see if I can try and explain it in a simpler form. I get asked all the time when I'm streaming, which you guys can check me out at twitch.tv/AnoyingBro5, I might be live right now. So I figured I might as well try and make it easier for you guys. While you're at it, make sure you also subscribe, because a decent amount of you don't, and it hurts my feelings. So, in this video, I'll be covering general wave management options, as well as when to use them, how to gain prio or priority in lane, and how to set a roam timer for yourself. I will be demonstrating this in the top lane, as the vast majority of my audience are top laners, but all of the tactics we will be talking about will be the same for every lane. Alright, let's get started with general wave management options. There are 3 different ways of managing the wave. There's slow pushing, fast pushing, and freezing. Slow pushing is when you have a slightly healthier wave than your opponent and you are last hitting the minions or auto-attacking slightly to keep your wave a little bit healthier than your opponent's. Fast pushing is using your abilities and auto-attacks to shove the wave as fast as possible. And lastly, freezing is when you freeze the wave in a desirable spot to keep you safe and deny gold and experience from your enemy. I will go into more detail about this shortly, but first things first, I would like to say that you will be doing all of these options in every game depending on your current objectives, so they are all very important. So freezing is one of those things that most people get confused about, so I will try to make it as simple as possible. When freezing, you are denying the enemy minion gold and experience as if it was dying to a turret. Not only that, but you are keeping yourself safe by not being overextended in your lane to avoid being ganked. Not only are you at a low risk of getting ganked, but you're setting up a good opportunity for your jungler to gank your lane. Now, to set a freeze, you'll need more enemy minions than your minions in the lane. For the middle of the lane, you'll need 2 enemy minions more than what you have. For example, if you have 4 minions, you would need 6 enemy minions in the mid lane. You'll need 3 right about here, and 4 enemy minions right outside the turret range. Remember, these numbers I'm giving you is how many enemy minions they have over you. This is similar to mid lane, except with mid lane, since it is shorter, you'll only need 3 minions in front of your turret. Another benefit of freezing is that you force your opponent to stay in lane or force them to use teleport if they're low, as they will lose a lot of minions over time if they don't. It also forces your opponent to be very overextended in lane if they want to get any sort of gold, which again allows for your jungler to get an easy gank or for you to chase them down the lane. Overall, freezing is a great strategy, but it should be used at the correct timing. A lot of people say that top lane is an island because they only think that they should be freezing and pushing the wave and staying in their lane. But this is where priority comes in. Now let's talk about prio. Prio is gaining priority in lane by shoving the wave into the enemy turret. This means that during this time, you can roam into the enemy jungle, river, or another lane. So, if you're in top lane, you can roam to mid lane. If you're mid lane, you can roam top or bot. The reason this is important is that your opponent can't leave their lane, as they would be missing experience and gold due to the wave under the turret. Not only that, but the wave will be pushing towards your tower afterwards, which will deny the enemy laner more gold than yourself. So, as long as you get back to your lane before your wave crashes to the turret, you will not lose that many minions. Meanwhile, you're impacting the map other than your lane. And remember guys, at the end of the day, this is a team game. Now this is the part that most people get confused about, so I will try to break it down as much as possible. You can tell which way a wave is moving depending on where it is in the lane, and how many minions there are. For example, we are talking about if there was 2 extra minions over your minions, then it would be pushing. Or if there's 3 enemy minions, it would be pushing. If it's 4 enemy minions, etc. But say that the minions are equal. If there are 6 blue and 6 red minions in the middle of the lane, it is considered a neutral wave and it shouldn't move too far. It should stay around that same spot. Now, if there are 6 blue and 6 red minions close to the blue side tower, which way will the wave be moving? The wave will actually be moving to the red side. This is because the next wave reaches the fighting minions first, meaning they can have a numbers advantage to push it faster. This applies to the wave as well if it's happening on red side. You can also expect the wave to bounce back if you crash it into a turret like we explained previously with getting prio before. Now obviously me showing you in this way and talking about it still might have some people confused, so let's look at some examples in an actual game. So, in this example here, I had recently just died. I'm pinging assistance for my jungler to push this wave. The reason being is that that wave is going to get denied to me anyway, but I can force Irelia's teleport because she also died during the gank. So there her teleport's forced, and now I don't have to return immediately to the lane. the wave is crashing to the turret, meaning after it's done crashing, it's going to return towards my side. So what I end up doing here is I start rotating already to the scuttle. This is what we call prio. I have priority in lane. I'm allowed to leave the lane without being punished, meanwhile Irelia has to stay there. Luckily, the enemy jungler wasn't contesting for scuttle, but I was there, and I was going to be there in case anything happened. Now for this example, Irelia had just recently backed, so I'm slow pushing. When you're slow pushing, it denies farm, as you can see that blue minion that's dying there. And I'm also building a wave. Now, what you can do with building waves is one, you protect yourself. If you were to get ganked, you'd have a large amount of minions that are there to protect you. But two, it also sets you up for a dive or a longer roam timer. So, again, I'm just continuously slow pushing here. And now, as the slow push crashes with the next wave, I begin to fast push, even using my repost. Because I'm not looking to fight here. I don't need my repost. I just need to use it to help me push this wave fast enough, especially since they don't have time at just yet. And then I walk the wave into the turret to make sure she doesn't freeze it. And now I have two options. One, which is roam, or again, getting prio for my jungler, or I can just recall, which is what I end up doing here. Now, as you can see, because I shoved the wave into the turret, the wave is pushing back to me, and I'm losing very, very little minions, as opposed to if I had it pushing the other way. So just know that when the wave is coming to you, you're losing less. So in this example, we're both fighting for priority level 1. The reason why you'd want priority level 1 is that if the minions are dying faster, the enemy minions are dying faster, you're going to reach the next level faster because you're gaining experience by the minions dying. So right here, me and Wukong are fighting for level 2 prio. We both hit it at the exact same time, but my level 2 is a little bit stronger than his. So I just end up winning the trade. So now, because I have priority, I have a slow push. This is what a slow push looks like. And then when the next wave crashes, I could look to continue the slow push, or I could fast push, and then again, look to roam, since my jungler is topside, and help them for scuttle, or just potentially look to just crash the wave. Now here I see that the jungler is invading here. I have prio. Technically the wave isn't in the best spot, and I know my team is fine, so I just look to kill Wukong because I'm ahead of him right now. Now after killing Wukong, the first thing I do is I look to crash the wave. One, because I'm going to deny that huge wave that I've been building up by slow pushing. But two, I'm going to have to force him to teleport again. Remember, this is all about forcing your opponent to do things they don't want. So now I have teleport advantage over him. Also, I'm allowed to roam here because he's stuck under tower taking the farm, which allows me to get a second kill on this Yasuo. Now, remember, I just crashed the wave, so I'm allowed to take a free back here, and I don't even have to teleport. So I take a back, I spend all the gold that I had, and I look to return to my lane, and again, we're going to have a big wave there that I could just collect that I didn't lose. So now he has a slow push coming into me, which is completely fine. I want him to become overextended, and I can threaten a freeze if I can thin this wave down enough, which is what I'm trying to do here. So having priority is good when you know how to use it. In this scenario, Wukong had priority, but he didn't necessarily use it because he didn't fully crash the wave as I was trying to threaten to keep him here, which allowed for Alistar to come in for a gank. And he didn't have vision, so he just kind of loses this. So at this point, right here, I actually tried to freeze, but I had the minions come into the tower, which is a little bit unfortunate, so I didn't get a freeze. But I end up turning it into a slow push, and I noticed that my Jarvan was topside. So I started actually typing to my Jarvan, and I tell him that I'm going to slow push it, and for him to crash it on the next wave. This is a tactic you guys can use. Remember, building slow pushes to create a big, massive wave and then crashing the turret is a great way to tower dive because, one, when they attack you back, they're getting hit by those minions as well. So it's really beneficial. And clearly this Jarvan actually was kind of confused. I don't know why, but I had to ping numerous times and actually type to him to make him dive because he didn't think we could do it for some reason, even though I was level 6. I think he only thought he can gank when he was level 6, and this dude almost killed me too because he let me tank the turret shots instead of him doing it. But, I mean, we executed it fine still, as you can tell by my raging question mark. So you see I have this big wave built. And now I'm fast pushing. I did multiple slow pushes, and then I go to fast push this one using my abilities. And then we just go for the tower dive. And look at this dude. Only took 2 shots. Look at him. Look at him. What is this? I almost died because of him. Look at his health. Disgusting. So now, the reason that was really important is look at all of these minions he's denied. So not only are you, when you build a slow push into a fast push for a turret dive, you're getting the minions attacking, but you're also denying all of those minions to that enemy. So again, we crashed the wave. Now we're going back to the top lane and we're not missing any minions. We're letting the wave crash back into us and we get all of that gold. So look at all the minions that he lost compared to the ones that were just stacking, waiting for us. Now, this is an example for late game. In late game, since I'm so ahead, I'm 5-0-3 this game, I have time at and I have whip, and I am just trying to shove as fast as possible. So I shove this wave, and then I shove the next wave, and I try to do the exact same thing that we were talking about before, which is roaming. I'm ahead of Wukong, so I'm going to have more impact on the map. So my goal is to shove this wave, have somebody stay top to collect it so they don't lose that gold. So again, I'm forcing Wukong to be there, or I'm forcing someone to respond to me fast pushing, so they are stuck there. Meanwhile, I'm trying to roam on the map and make a difference. Try and get any advantage that I can. So I look to gank Yasuo, but, you know, wouldn't be a game if we didn't in a little bit, you know? But, yeah, same principle applies. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you understand how to do wave management a little bit better. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more like this. Also, make sure to check me out on Twitch, as I probably am live right now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.